I've decided to start a new series called Abstract Landscape, and it's exactly what you think it is. But don't worry, I'm still going on my Lush series too. Like in my Lush series, I start these off with some paint throws. Here you can see I've got a bunch of canvases out here. One of them is the actual canvas that we're working on right now. This is a canvas we'll be working on today. You can see the texture that I have in here. This is kind of a messy process. You'll see here in a second how messy it is. And there are my feet when I'm all done with it. Sweating bullets here. I don't have good lighting whatsoever. Film in here, I need some much better lighting. I'll show you what I got. So, first thing I did was I have paint throw under there. That's that texture you can see. You can kind of see through it a little bit and see the darker colors. Then I did this pink color, and then over that I did the gold. You can really see the texture through there. This is all just underpainting. You'll see why I want that texture on there. I'm going to be painting. I'm kind of far away and I don't have great lighting, but rest assured at the end I'll bring it back up and you'll be able to see. I've got to mix up my paints now. So the two colors I'm going to use for this, I'm not using this. Why did I think I was using that? Why did I use that? I have Violet by Master's Touch, and I have Light Blue Violet by Liquitex Basic, and that is going to have a bunch of white in it because that's going to be my sky color. This one, the violet, will be my foreground color. Is that right? Is that what I wanted to do? Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to do. That rouge that I had, I know I gotta put that in there too. Where am I gonna put that? Should I try it in the middle? I don't know. Let's see what happens. So I've already got my top and some of my sides done there, and now I'm dry brushing over this pink and gold underpainting. Dry brushing for me is just kind of like what it sounds. I'm not putting thick layers of paint on there. I just have a small amount of paint on that sponge brush, and I'm wanting some of that underpainting to show through. So I'm not getting all of the areas. I try to be careful on my sides. When you do the sides of the front, you get a little bit more paint there, and I want to make sure that I don't have too much paint on the sides of it, like the sides of the front. You might be able to see some darker color going in there. The paint that I have right now is mixed with white, but I put the full strength color, a little bit of blob of that on my palette as well. And I'm just picking that up a little bit every now and then so I can get some color variation. I was pointing that middle thing out there. That was the big blob. If you look whenever it's still the paint throw, you'll see that big blob. It's a really nice texture. Unfortunately, it is right in the smack dab in the middle of the painting, which I don't quite like, so I'm going to make sure that that isn't really accentuated. We'll kind of hide it a little bit and still use the texture. Now you see me pick up some white here. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the exact same palette. It won't mix too much with that color, and a little bit won't hurt anything. Here you're going to see me pointing out the areas that I'm going for. I'm trying to get it in those areas that already have quite a bit of the blue paint and leave the areas that I've got with the dry brush showing through, the underpainting showing through. I'm trying to get some nice wispy clouds in here, no hard lines, no straight edges. abstract landscape, but I do have another painting that has these colors that has flowers on it. It really does look nice. So, going back in, I already know that this violet is a pretty thin paint, so this is going to be a challenge. Get my sides in. The reason why it's going to be a challenge is because I've got to dry brush it, but in the areas that are dark, I do need probably one more layer. So I'm not going to go straight into that blue when I get this bottom part done. Other painting, I probably will go over all of this with some gold, but it's not going to be like all over. I'm really just trying to create a path to visually bring your eye through the painting. Now that I have a darker color going onto the lighter color, you'll be able to see why I have that paint throw in there. I'm picking up a little bit of texture from the paint with the paint throw. Since I still have a really dry brush, I don't have hardly any paint on it at all when I go up into that lighter area, and I'm just barely touching the canvas. It's just picking up the very tops of the edges of the paint throw. You can see there, it's almost like if you were to do a rub through, and you could pick up the texture like with chalk or pastels. It looks like I've got a lot over here, but I don't have a lot over here, so I could balance that out. Pick up some of those. There we go. See how I did that again? Ghosting. There we go. Now I gotta go back. Knock that back down. Too much of a straight line there. My edges picked up that. I'm gonna back that back down. This is just gonna be very abstracting. Maybe if I turn it a little bit, you can see all the texture in there. I threw paint at it to start with, and then I put those pinks and golds on it. Now you really can't tell, but that's brighter than it is appearing on the camera. Got bunches of texture. That dark looks darker than it really is. I've worked a little bit more in some good lighting and gotten some of the copper and gold over the top of this as well. This has been varnished now, and I'm outside getting some pictures of it. It's Liquitex High Gloss varnish that I've used, and I've done 2 layers. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, and please subscribe. It really helps me out. You can even leave a comment. I'd love to hear it. What unique colors would you like to see in my next abstract painting? If you're local, I would love for you to come to one of these 3 galleries and check out all of the artwork there.